Hello and welcome to my Fallout New Vegas mod reviews. Now I'm sure everyone and their grandma has done a mod review for just about everything Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim and the like, but I figured I'd give my hand in it even if I'm just one of numerous copycats. So, here we go. Oh, by the way, this is, let's see. Ah, here we are. Blue Sea, Where Are You? Is the quest you get immediately upon installing this mod. And Underwater Home is here. By the way, you wouldn't believe the hell I had to go through. It was mostly my fault because I installed a World of Panzolian Tier Cells, the Monster mod and the Monster mod Wasteland Edition, which caused this freaking Cazador nest to go and spawn there. I think it was a World of Panda that caused the Tech Raider, the group of Tech Raiders, and then there's just the standard Mirror Lurks or Lake Lurks wherever they're everywhere. Literally, by the time I arrived here, I just decided I was just saying to myself, you know what? Screw it, bring on the Death Claws, I don't care. There might as well be a giant Death Claw right over the manhole for this thing, considering all the enemies I had to kill and run past to get here. So anyway, this is the Underwater Home, a highly rated, highly endorsed, very, very good mod, and I have no idea what it's going to look like when I get inside because I just added interior lighting overhaul to the game. So I have no idea if it's going to affect this. Let's find. I know it's going to affect my Pip-Boy. It's definitely going to affect my Pip-Boy. Yeah, that's interesting. By the way, that's the Genro armor and one of the weapons from Millennia's various weapon mods. I'll get a better impression of that later when I'm in a dark area. Thinking about doing a review on that too. Some of these, I actually literally had a scare jump moment. Some of these came in with me when I was running from them. They came down here and were skewered by the lasers, but I think two of these, I think this guy right here was here from the beginning, and I turned around and saw him, and I thought one of them got in. Okay, so this is the entrance area. Now, the interesting thing is, even the hostile enemies got skewered by the lasers the moment they entered the area. But there's a script that you can maintain a safe distance from the entrance door without getting incinerated. There are storage crates. I don't use them right now. I don't know. I'm guessing they're for storage, obviously. You got a Mojave Express Dropbox, and this was originally used to open the bunker door in the beginning, but the bunker door automatically opens for you. You got these really badass energy weapon turrets. This thing only opens for. This thing is scripted to open for you if you have the key cards. So in context, what's the proper term for it? In context, in the game's universe, I guess, would be the proper term. You're the only one who can access this because you're the only one with the key card that allows the turrets to recognize you and that bulkhead to open up. All right, let's get in there. All right. There might be some FPS drops, especially in the laboratory. There's the companion rooms and the Carifer, which is another sort of nexus. This is the bedroom. Again, automatic doors. I'm wondering if I should turn the radio off. Hang on. Locals should avoid anyone who looks like they've done time. You know Okay, some FPS issues here. Because I'm recording. I swear there was... Ah, there we go. There we go. I guess as you can see, there's these neat toggleable lights. This is not part of interior lighting. This was added in already to the mod. And it's pretty cool. This is actually one of my favorite parts of this whole mod here, is the aesthetics. The you got this jukebox, you got, for some reason these plants aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They usually have water sprinkling out of them, which is what the sound effect is. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. And again, it could be I'm recording. This is a rather intensive mod on some resources, because I mean, it's nowhere near the higher end, like, you know, Super HD texture packs and stuff, but oh wait, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. It used to be a lot more prominent. I have no idea if interior lighting messed around with that. I would have to deactivate interior lighting to check, and load a previous save to check that I set before I installed the mod. I just love all this stuff though. You got the neon signs and stuff. I just love that. A clean toaster I found and I decided to put there. Pretty much there's something for everything. There's a sink for water. There's a stove for cooking instead of using the old rickety campfire. You can, you know how you have, for those of you who've played the game, oh, you also have storage containers for this stuff. I actually never noticed that. That would be Project Nevada right there with the stomach sounds. Totally not me. Okay, so for those of you who play Fallout New Vegas a lot, you would know about the recipes, of course, that involve creating homemade beverages, alcohol, wasteland, tequila, homemade sunset sarsaparilla, and Nuka-Cola, which usually required like fruits and stuff that you'd have to go out and buy or find, which is kind of a long shot considering one of the points of Fallout is scarcely surviving, kinda. I mean, there are monster trade centers, though, that I've been looking into that might help. Whoa. Anyway, what this does is it refills it instantly. All you need is a bottle cap for the non-alcoholic beverages and just the bottle, and just the bottle for the alcoholic beverages. And you can fill them right back up. Pretty damn cool, huh? And truth be told, I can say from experience during this playthrough of mine, empty bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla and Nuka-Cola, and just empty soda bottles, as they're called. For some reason, there's two different versions. Never knew why. Never bothered to care. They're much more common than the filled, sealed bottles. Yeah, this Nuka-Cola vending machine, I think that's for making ice-cold Nuka-Cola. A water purifier, so you don't have to use the recipe to make mass purified water. You can just shove all your dirty water in here and it will make it purified. I believe the mod creator actually stated on his own mod page actually that he realizes that boiling the water won't realistically remove radiation from it, but he or she wanted to create some kind of way to easily get fresh water without having to go through a lot of hassle, especially if you own it, if it's part of your player home. You got this fridge for drinks, nice little ice-cold Nuka-Cola fridge. Actually, I wonder... Wait, is this the one that makes the... No, it doesn't. Okay. You got the fridge for food. Little jukebox here. You got radio panel, similar to the lighting, you got radio panels everywhere. Hang on a moment. playing in hardcore mode right now. Awesome. Maybe that'll help the sounds out a bit. Okay, so there are light switches for just about every room, and a radio system in about every room. Here we have the clinic. Now, you got this thing for chems, but you also for displaying chems, but you also got storage for all kinds of individual things. Hydra, Venom, Anti-Venom, Buff Out, miscellaneous. I put a lot of miscellaneous materials related to medical stuff in the doctor bag things. You got healing powders, stim packs. There's all kinds of drugs and healing items. So you got the Dacotron 5000 for changing your appearance up, and you got My First Infirmary for removing addictions, poisons, raz, and pretty much anything you need for healing. Oh yeah. You got this, this hatch for the underwater exit. Now, you can only use this with a rebreather or a diving suit. And there's, I haven't checked yet, I think there is a diving suit in this mod somewhere. Because there's a rack for one that doesn't have one, but I'm pretty sure there's a diving suit. Okay, here you got the player bedroom. This shizzle. Got this really cool and badass lighting. This is one of my favorite things. You got what's basically, I don't know if I'd call it a hot tub, but I'm sure it'd be relaxing to sit in. Put my little acoustic guitar that I put here. Another little cute thing I liked that this mod added was Foxtrot and Delta, the teddy bears. New pole truck that I put there because I couldn't get it to fucking stand up the way I wanted it on this thing. Yeah, there's money storage here. I think this is for, that's stored currency. I don't want to do that because otherwise you'll lose all your caps. The auto sorters take everything applicable from you and adds them to the containers, which I really don't like because I prefer to manage everything manually. I keep my caps on me at all times. Yeah, the Legion money, the pre-war money, and the NCR money. Here you have... Wait. Okay, I must have left this slide on. Here you have a fancy little toilet. Activate flush. That's pretty fun. That's very cute, actually. Yeah, I never actually noticed that until now. You got a sink. Yeah, shower. This is kind of a aesthetic alternative to the My First Infirmary's radiation removal. The shower valve is an aesthetic. Is purely an aesthetic, and with the exception of one factor, and that is that it completely removes all radiation. You even got this little, other than that, it's purely aesthetic, but it's like a fun little aesthetic alternative to the radiation removal of My First Infirmary. You got I don't know who that is. I'm wondering if that's Veronica, or whatever her name is. I think was it Veronica? It's been a while. I just recently got into Skyrim, and it's more prominent now. This is what it usually looks like. I recently got into Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas for the first time in years with first time ever with mods, first time in years. Last time I played it was literally a few years ago on the console, the Xbox 360. Much funner with mods. Right. Now, I'm just going to give a quick look at the companion rooms. These rooms are all made to be really cool and appealing to their individual owners. Obviously, this is Arcade Ganon's room. He has a little med container there. This was what was this again? I think this might have been. I think this was Rao's room, maybe. I don't know, Cass's room. It even has a unique weapon in it. that you can get from Raoul's room called the Loco Roco, a revolver. This would be Boone's room. A little sniper rifle in there. Obviously, then of course you have Dog Meat's room. Don't know why I left the lights on. Sorry, turn the lights off. That's weird. I guess this is the one room that always has lights on, and for some reason there's that door glitch. That I've never noticed. It only seems to happen in that room, I guess. Alright. Now we're back in the main. This is the entrance area, this is the main hall. This is the Carrefour. Now the Carrefour is another nexus of sorts to the laboratory, to the armory, and to the main area. The great engine that powers this wonderful home. For some reason, I guess, the energy-based ammunition that you put into it to give it fuel is supposed to only last 1 day per selection of ammunition, but I only put enough for 1 day in it, and it hasn't turned off yet, so I'm kind of happy about that, because I don't want to waste too much ammo. I could have gotten it anyway, because I have high luck in the casino on banner mods, so I could have probably gotten plenty of caps for ammo anyway, but it just would have been a bit of a tedious process. Still kind of immersive, pretty cool. Got this transponder, kind of like the from the main game, the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder, or whatever it's called. But I think that's for but it's made specifically for this base. You got the Hare's mainframe. Again, underwater, really cool. I really love this. One of my favorite games in terms of aesthetics ever was BioShock. I never played Infinite, and I never played the second BioShock game, but I played the first one, and I loved the fact that it was all underwater. It just looked... The opening, to me, one of my favorite parts in the entire game, in fact, was the opening sequence where you're in the bathysphere, and you're underwater, you're literally in the open, in the ocean. You get a full bird's eye view of the city. I loved it. I loved it so. I love that concept just so much. I actually fanboy over the idea of Starbound eventually getting because I fanboy over stuff like Terraria and Starbound. I fanboy completely over the idea of Starbound eventually, the beta, eventually getting the Hillotal cities, so I can go there and experience what it's like to be in an underwater city. Okay, so I really want to get... I'm hoping this doesn't screw up on me. The FPS will drop in the lab, most likely. I'm thinking this is mostly the... Okay, it's actually not doing so bad. The FPS is usually... It was terrible up until now. No idea why. It somehow is better. Interior lighting might have had something to do with it. I really don't know. But it's just... I don't even know if interior lighting is affecting this mod in any way. At all, really. But... So, this is just all my wild guessing here. It's pretty cool. It has this little spotlight. Show you a bird... Well, not bird's eye, I guess. But, like, just an open, kind of upfront view of this. I haven't done anything with this yet, but this is a VR pod. Pretty cool. I think I read that there's like 2 simulations that you can do in that, which are nice. Sense of electronics. Again, I love the neon lighting. I actually, after I got this mod, decided to go to the Nexus and look for... Oh, for frick's sake. Look for, maybe I should turn hardcore mode off while I'm doing this. There we go. That way I won't be bothered by this stuff. I actually, after checking this mod out, decided to go and look for a mod that had some that might have some, just search for the word neon on the Nexus, and was disappointed that there weren't that many that were neon sign related mods. In fact, there really weren't any. Though I also have I also have Electro City light up the wasteland, so I don't really need neon sign. It does add some neon signs, I guess. Where's the light here? You got the lights and the plant system. Pretty cool. Similar to Big Mountain. Yeah, this is the diving suit. I never understood why it does that. I'll have to figure it out later. I've never really done much with this other than make it my base and store a lot of crap in it that I had in the Lucky 38 suite up until I got this. You got the lab terminal here, which I guess controls other stuff. Debrainer and Zapper. Has to do with you can capture various animals, including death claws. And you can debrain them, you can, I think, train them to fight for you. I'm not sure. I actually, gotta admit, never even looked over this with my cursor until now. What is this? One mole rat meat and wonder. Oh my god. Okay. I guess that's to make mole rat wonder meat, and that's kind of disturbing that you would use glue in that. You gotta. I also love how the guy who designed this mod puts the words on everything. Oh, crap! I didn't mean to click that. Puts the words on everything. In the armory and here, for example, you have all these sacks for this stuff, and you got stuff that's already growing, kind of. All right. Oh, I think it's either the teleporter or the zapper that allows you to grab seeds from plants before you, as long as you haven't already picked them, and you can use the seeds here. Kind of like how they have that system for Salient Green and clone foods and the Sync and Old World Blues, except this is a more natural method in context. You got this, the sun is killing me. This goes back to the main hall through to a secret entrance. Let's explore that. It is secret entrance. Let's go back here. Now, I believe all that's really left to show off, I believe, is the armory, and I hope this doesn't CTD on me. Okay, I was right. It crashed to the desktop. The only thing I can think of is, wait for it. This caused it all. I guess I'm thinking it can be a bit overwhelming. I guess. One thing I love is these displays here. Granted, all the weapons placed on them move ever so slightly every time you reload the cell, the interior cell. Come on. Screw it, that's fine. This, with the exception so far of the railway rifle that I believe was added by Project Nevada, these are all Millennia's weapons. Millennia's, I think it's a group. Again, I just recently got into modding, but I've been kind of like a sort of a drug addict about it. It's just a friend got me into this stuff, and last time I visited the Nexus was Morrowind. Before, just to put that out there, before I got back into Skyrim in New Vegas. But on the computer and with mods. So a friend reintroduced me to the Nexus, and I've been like a crack addict ever since. So anyway, the Millennia group, I think it's a group, did all these pretty badass weapons. They did this too, but this isn't to cover that. Not trying to knock on anything right now, but this is to cover this. I just figured this would be a good touch. That you can put weapons that won't work. Weapons from mod. This is a. I actually at first thought this was like Skyrim. I checked out Skyrim related stuff first. Because Skyrim by default has weapon racks and stands and all that crap, it's easier for it to handle mod weapons from mods. But since these are more or less, I believe, hard-coded racks, they're for preset specific things. And there's even plaques here to tell you what is for what. So, but thankfully, there's these free spaces here that you can put weapons on. I store almost all my explosives, but occasional dynamite, since I don't really use explosives too heavily, where I had them. Wait, stop. Had them. Apparently, it auto displays them. One thing I need to note here, and I don't know if this is a. Oh, by the way, I don't know why you can't do anything with this. I'm assuming you have to beat dead money. I'm assuming maybe there's a script in here that you have to beat dead money before you can access it. If you can interact with this at all, and it's not purely aesthetic. But I'm assuming that I'm assuming that after I beat dead money, I can access this. Because of what I'm about to show you over there anyway. That leads me to believe that this will eventually be accessible. One thing you need to know is you have to press the button to display weapons every time you make alterations. Anytime you add anything to the rack, you have to press that button. Unless it's a bug, I don't know. It doesn't auto update. And to be honest, I like this more than I'm going to be covering multiple player bases and homes to start off with, kind of. And for this one, the first player home I experienced was Lucky 38 Suite Redone, Reborn, or whatever. It was a continuation of an older version, but I felt, while it was really, really cool, I liked this one better in terms of the weapon racks. You got a workbench and a reloading bench and crates for both. This is also where I store crap loads of weapons that I get bored, that I never want to, that I just never bother to sell off, which will probably help make me rich in the end. One fun thing is, this is also where I put all the weapons that I don't have on display here from Millennium's Weapon Pack. I kind of took advantage of the fact that they all spawn in the beginning of the game, complete with mods, so I have them all instead. So I took them all with me, but I still started out with just standard weapons. I just kept them so I could, I kept them so I could just have them in the future. Another radio thing. The thing I wanted to display here again. Love the neon signs, and there's a light here for this. Vendertron. Howard, Gunrunners. Not voiced, but directly supplied by the Gunrunners. Pretty cool. This is what leads me to believe that the Sierra Madre machine will actually be eventually usable. Again, leveled lists. Millennium's weapons are added to leveled lists. The railway rifle from before, I believe, was from before over there, was added by Project Nevada, I believe. I think this is one of my favorite neon signs of them all, just because of the moving factor. I seriously gotta wonder, and it's just really cool. One last thing to show off here is the elevator to the display room. Now, before you wonder, that's not the sound of an enemy. Ta-da! You can change the sex of the mannequin. You can do a lot of features here. Here's a good example. You can change the pose from the standing position and the fighting stance. It will be fists, good old fisticuffs, if there's no weapon, or if there's like a knuckle type weapon. You can also switch the gender, and adding and removing items obviously manages the inventory. You can equip them with outfits and weapons. The only problem I think I've had so far is with the Jinro Kerberos armor. This is one of the badass armor mods I want to get. I'll be covering this later in a compilation of sorts, I guess, of armor mods. For now, focusing on player homes and bases and all that crap. But for some reason, I've always had trouble getting him into a proper fighting stance with certain weapons. First, I tried one of Millennia's weapons, and it just didn't work. And for some reason, the texture was all screwed up until I took it off of him. Then I tried the standard assault carbine, and it didn't. For some reason, no matter how much I selected it, he wouldn't go into his fighting pose. I don't know if it's something with the armor or what. But since the Kerberos armor mod adds one set of commander... Oh, wait. Whoops. Wrong button. Since the Kerberos armor adds one set of commander armor, which is what I'm wearing right now, and three sets of riot gear, and 3 sets of everything else, the Panzer helmet, gas mask, all that, I decided to at least put one of the riot gear versions on display here. Pretty cool. I think what I'll actually do is that's what I'm going to do when I show off various mod armors. Is I'm just going to put them here. I'm just going to see if I can put them on all on just the mannequins. You know, maybe for some Type 3. I have 2 body mods for Spice of Life clothes and stuff. I might cover that too, along with the other very specific armor mods. And I figure I could just cover them here with all the mannequins to better display them and show them off. That'd be a good idea. Anyway, you can obviously the weapons here. I got this Chinese stealth suit, and I decided to equip him with a Chinese officer sword. That's the weird thing. I think the Chinese officer sword is also... No, it's not one of Millennia's mods, but it's part of Project Nevada. My favorite weapon would have to be the Rising Sun. Like, in the entire game so far, it would have to be the Rising Sun. Unfortunately, you need Wild Wasteland for it. I say unfortunately, depending on who you are, whether or not you want that unique and badass Gauss rifle. But worry not, Project Nevada adds some other variants of the Gauss rifle, albeit more common ones. I think that about covers it. I got the player rooms, the companion rooms, I got the armory in full, including the display room. I got everything, I think. So far, this has been very productive, very handy, and useful. I think that's about it. That pretty much wraps this up, and this is the underwater home. There are some requirements. Let's get at the humming. The humming has intensified in that area. There are some requirements as per the quest. First, it occurs automatically, I believe. It occurred for me automatically after I got out of the tutorial, I think. Find the source of the signal, and once you get there, you have to identify the location of the access card. You get there's a little note at the entrance area just outside of the boundary line where the turrets will fire on you, and it will explain to you that there is a second backup card at Repcon headquarters. So you go to grab that, and then all you got to do is activate the reactor, and you're frickin' golden. You have this really bitchin' underwater hideout. That's about it. Wraps it up. See you next time, people. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You got a bookshelf and some for snow globes, and I think there was something. I think there might have been an add-on for the Bobble Hunt mod. I'm not sure. I might have been thinking of a add-on for the Bobble Hunt mod for a different base mod. But there's that. Just wanted to show that off in case no one noticed it. Catch you later.